So I'm really happy to kind of transition a little bit to something that I feel like anybody can understand and anybody can do, because all you need is a cell phone, which I think everybody has, and their 3-year-old kids nowadays.
All right. Ready to rock and roll? This one? Yeah, this is, that's what sounds great.
All right, guys. Yeah, so I'm like totally in this situation like the Brad versus, I'm totally drawing a blank on the Buxton gentleman's name, but Tyler is totally the expert. I've just been along for the ride. Tyler's worked on 3 of my last companies, 3 of which scaled to over $50 million, all online, in a very short amount of time. So I've just been lucky enough to be kind of around for the ride and see like under the hood and how everything's kind of operated and what it all looks like. But with that said, yeah, I think that the overarching theme that we want to get away from this, that we want you guys to take away from this, is it's more of a discussion. I think originally we had a panel planned, but somebody ended up dropping out. So we want to keep this way less presentation style, way more discussion oriented, and yeah.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? My name is Tyler Stevens. I'm the co-founder and visionary at Vizcap Media. So Vizcap Media is a performance creative agency. So as Brandon said, we do a lot of video ads for a lot of his brand, as well as a lot of other big 8 and 9-figure D2C brands. For example, Rise Superfoods, we create 150 unique ads a month for them currently, and a lot of other brands like that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through some questions and some discussion points that kind of like frame up exactly what we're going to talk about. And then from there, we're going to kind of like go over some top performing principles or different types of ads that we're seeing working right now. And then at the end, we're going to go through a workshop and kind of critique and break down some of the ads that you guys have sent over to us and give you guys feedback on them. So I guess right off the start here, we could talk about like what problems and challenges like we're currently seeing like in the e-commerce industry, specifically with performance video. You want to start on that, Brandon?
Yeah. So the first thing everyone 100% has to do is when you get home or later right now, go to the Meta, ad library and type in Carpe. Sorry, David, to throw your brand out there like that, but you will laugh, you'll cry, and hopefully it inspires you to go make ads yourself that are ridiculously funny and make you a lot of money. And then, a lot of these questions, again, just kind of back it up a little bit, that we're going through are just ones that like I feel like everyone's talking about.
Yeah, for me, like probably the biggest problem that I'm seeing in the industry right now is the use of like creators and influencers versus using actors. So right now, like people are saying a lot like make TikToks, not ads. But really like the problem is that we need to make ads. A lot of everything that we do is all direct response designed video content. And the reason why that stuff works so well is because it's designed like an ad. Very specific framework behind it, which we're going to talk a little about later, but you need a strong hook. You need to talk about the problems, the failed solutions. And then you need to intro the product in a very creative way. So there's a formula behind how to make an ad that can scale and convert. But the problem is a lot of these creators or influencers and stuff, they don't necessarily know like what that framework is. And they're not marketers, and they can make cool looking stuff, sure, but it's not what is going to convert and truly support, 7 figures plus of ad spend behind a single ad. So that stigma in the industry right now that there's like everyone's just pumping out tons of content with creators and influencers and stuff, I think it's really hurting brands, because you see these ads that are able to get maybe 10, 20 grand of ad spend behind them, and then they just start dying off. You think it's ad fatigue, but it's actually just not good creative. So that's probably the biggest problem I see.
Yeah, like how many of you guys have gifted out like 100 pieces of your product and not one of those ads took off? And it's like, yeah, it's super annoying. So what I was going to like tie into Carpe is they've done such a good job at what I've learned from them is they find their most passionate customer and they try to work with that person to create content because the authenticity is there, and they're not, ultimately reading off a teleprompter to get the message across about why the product's so great. So I think, what Tyler said is something that we're seeing is super impactful in our business, where we used to gift hundreds of thousands literally of our product to people, hoping that we'll find like 1 or 2 needles in the haystack to then work with that creator and start making a bunch of content, when the reality is like you need somebody from day one who is more of an actor first than like a UGC creator. And that's been really powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. So next is what ad formats are really like working the best for the accounts that, we're actively managing and stuff like that. So Brandon, you want to get us off there?
This is great. So like, who remembers when Facebook first started and all you had was image ads, and then everyone's like, oh, we're going to get really creative here and we're going to do a red box around our image ad. And then everyone's like, let's make really big text. And then Facebook took away text, and then video dropped. And there's just this crazy evolution where like whatever's working today, tomorrow it's likely not going to work. So we put a giant, I would say actually about 20% of our ad budget, our creative testing budget, into testing totally new creative formats. For us, what's super crazy is today, outside of finding really good actor style creators that we can work with to build really good top of funnel stuff, totally raw content that works natively on TikTok, organically on TikTok. If that gets any type of sales or, 5,000, 10,000 views, we run it and it has a very high chance of success. We don't edit it. No CTAs, no captions, just totally raw and organic. So, even a year ago, like stuff like that just never was scalable. I think maybe some bottom of funnel would work for it. But I think like the biggest thing that around this topic is no matter what you're doing today, you need to have a part of your budget that's going to testing totally unique and crazy formats. Again, I'm going to throw Carpe out there because they're doing this so well. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys see the same thing?
Yes, for me, I think about ad formats and specifically like ads in general and like mediums. So, I don't know if you guys understand the word or the term mediums, but think about like an art, but ads aren't art by any means. It's very scientific, but mediums as in like watercolors, acrylic and stuff like that. That's how I see ads. So UGC medium, it's just a medium of communication. It's a style of an ad. Then you have, high budget production stuff, got podcast medium style ads and stuff like that. Currently, what we're seeing working the best is definitely the UGC medium with the direct response focused like frameworks behind them. Podcast style ads are something that's starting to perform a lot more in the past probably around like 6 to 9 months and stuff. UGC is still dominating over the podcast style ads, but that podcast talking straight to the camera shot on a pro cam traditionally is something I think that's going to be probably the future. As well as like as new platforms come out, I think new mediums will start to pop up as well. But currently, that's what I'm seeing working and stuff.
Yeah, like I love the podcast example. Like how many times do you guys see someone now staging a podcast for an ad? Like it's just really just like hijacking a popular medium, podcasting, and then bringing it into an ad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number one, finding a coffee blend. There's a ton of coffee flavored protein out there, but ultimately they aren't going to have the benefits of caffeine, and the flavor is going to be that chalky protein or coffee. Number two, use 2 scoops in a taller glass or shaker for 20 grams of protein per coffee, which is the best replacement in that morning venti order. And number three, stock up on their huge weekend sale right now. It's 50% off and even comes with free gifts. Not only have I started to see inches melt off my waistline, the protein boost has done crazy things for my energy and mental clarity. I was super skeptical about protein coffee actually being good, but there were so many great reviews on TikTok for this one that I had to try it, and now I'm absolutely hooked. If you've been waiting for your sign to switch to protein coffee, this is it. Get it while it's still on sale. I bought 3 of these for my house. Let me tell you why. When I was designing my house, I wanted to get things that were different and unique and not things that were really basic that you see in every home decor store in all the malls. I saw the Fairy Light Spirit Tree online and had to have it, and when you turn this on, it immediately sets a relaxing mood. It's honestly magical. That's why I got 3 for all different rooms of the house. It is so nice when you're relaxing in bed or doing things in the kitchen or having company over. It is the perfect touch. Did I mention they're touch to turn on? So cool. The Fairy Light Spirit Tree is my go-to gift. I'm telling you, everyone loves it. Here's why mushrooms are a superfood you need to have. I start every single day off with 6 different kinds of mushrooms that help me both physically and mentally. First up, cordyceps, an antioxidant powerhouse to help reduce fatigue and boost strength and energy. Reishi, used for thousands of years in Eastern medicine to help promote a better mood, lower stress and anxiety, and support a good night's sleep. Lion's mane, this is used by Buddhist monks to help study and meditate, and it's amazing if you're looking for sharper focus, concentration, and memory. Shiitake is the overall immune booster. This is rich in compounds that help protect against cell damage, viruses, and infection. If you have gut issues, like I do, turkey tail is an amazing antimicrobial that helps promote healthy digestion, and it's also really good for your heart health and overall immunity. And finally, king trumpet is the cholesterol killer. It is amazing for maintaining a healthy heart. It fights against inflammation, and it has antiviral properties to support bone health too. All of that in a single scoop every morning. I mean, over 150,000 people have switched to Rise, and it's pretty clear how the benefits are endless. Oh, and I didn't even tell you guys they're having a discount right now on their website. So if you're ready to feel like the best version of yourself, today is the time to buy from them. Go check them out.
So we're going to get deeper into, the science behind those ads in a little bit here. But first, let's talk a little bit about, what makes a good video ad. Anything on your end?
How about you guys? Anything? Anyone with winning ads, what's like the best part about your ad? The hook. Yep. What else?
Very important.
Attractive models. Diff has attractive models. Chad, I love it.
You build your time work hard and short hard. That's full. He is not a lot of that for to that's most like with a lot of food is it when self it's like it always about just starting and with lays all one race working in like I said we get a lot of they hit on it like but
Yeah.
but we're something again like I said we reached off of 3 or 4 times a year. Yes they are.
Yeah, controversy's great. As long as you, as the brand owner, aren't reading the comments and going down that rabbit hole. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a few here too that we're going to go through. So we're going to look at a couple more slides here and just look at some general variables about, what really makes a successful ad. I think this will be super impactful. It's all from like the data that we've collected from a lot of our ads in the past 4 years or so. So I'm just going to play the beginning of this video.
99% of people are totally unaware of candida and how it leads to weight gain. Candida is a fungus that lives in the gut, and when there's the overgrowth of candida, it will desperately try to survive by making you crave sugar. I wish I had known this sooner because losing this stubborn belly fat has always been a struggle for me.
First, I would ask you guys, you probably might be already sold on something, but you don't know exactly even what that product is. But if you have stubborn belly fat or a sugar craving, you're probably potentially saying, yes, that is me. So the goal here, which is the reason why I'm showing it, it's called problem framing. So if you have a strong product or any mechanism really behind your product, you can really use this and leverage it. So you really just figure out what the problem is and sell the person on the problem first before the product isn't even introduced. So, and as you're doing that, you also want to provide evidence. Evidence is probably one of the most important elements or principles that you can add to your ads. So as you can see here, like a study or a article, what you want to do is just show this evidence. And here's a lot of other examples too, like, magazine covers with a celebrity to show authority. You want to show evidence, and people will just take it at face value as they're kind of looking at the ad and move on to the next point. But the point is that it handles that objection before anyone, before it comes up in their head and creates a problem in the buying process. The next thing is 3D animations. So you see there, 3D animations. This is like a classic DR TV principle here. You guys can, take this and apply this directly to UGC content. It's very easy to do this, and it's very easy to explain a very complex thing in a simple way, just using animations. We've been using them for years, right?
Yeah, for if you want the best inspiration for this stuff, go to Google and type in as seen on TV products, and then go down a rabbit hole of all of those different old school DR TV brands, and they totally go over the top on this stuff.
Yep. And next one here. So I'm going to show the rest of that ad now, just to put everything else into context.
I was online forums and I saw a ton of comments mentioning Rise Mushroom Coffee. It's basically this blend of 6 powerful adaptogenic mushrooms like turkey tail and king trumpet that fight off candida overgrowth by balancing out your gut microbiome and feeding good gut bacteria. I've already dropped 8 pounds within a few weeks and it's just the beginning. Before Rise, I couldn't imagine cutting out sugar. Now, I rarely get a craving for it, but even if I do, a cup of Rise is all I need to satisfy my sweet tooth. Look, if you're struggling with those sugar cravings, you might have an overgrowth of candida and I can't recommend Rise enough. Try it now for 30 days risk-free.
And then problem framing. Like, the best tool that we use to find these problems is ChatGPT or Claude. And like, literally just like tell it to give you the most emotional problem that somebody is probably very self-conscious about, and then just start building off of that. I know we talked about ethics and everything, but
Yeah,
if you would a winning ad.
especially for like finding information. So at least all the claims that we make, we try to back them, pretty much not try, but we do, with like studies or current information out there. So finding studies.
You literally say, okay, substantiate this claim. And like, it'll give you a whole bunch of, like, who remembers having to go through PubMD and all this like scientific researching? It's just to find some type of, claim, peer-reviewed article to substantiate your marketing claims. But like, this makes it pretty much instant.
Much easier to find them, and then you don't have to read all this scientific mumbo jumbo. Pretty much be a scientist. So, yeah, definitely good. Then another critical variable, one that we just saw in this ad here. It's when the product is introduced into the sales section. This is like that variable here, and it's really social proof. So providing social proof in all your ads. So, adding authority behind your brand, saying how many customers that you've had and stuff like that, or, showing the reviews, stuff like that. Inside of the ads, you should leverage it as much as you can. Then the last one here is risk reversal. So risk reversal is probably my favorite and probably one of the most highest leverage variables that I think should be in every single ad, period. Basically, a lot of brands like don't leverage this, even though they have like a 30-day money back or a 30-day return policy or a 60-day return policy or something like that. Just take that policy, switch it a little bit, switch it into a 30-day money back guarantee or 60-day money back guarantee. And what this does is like you're selling a person on a problem. They're already saying yes, yes, yes. The product is introduced. They're like, oh, what is this? This might be a solution. And then they get to the end of the ad. They see this risk reversal where it's a 30-day money back guarantee. Try it, for free pretty much. And that pretty much makes it into a irresistible offer, which is like how you make great ads, and you just repeat that process over and over and over again. So risk reversal. And then here's some other good ones that a lot of people that we've been seeing inside of our ads too. Green screen effect. I know you guys use it a ton too, Brandon. But you can show complex things very simply. Like you see the middle one there and the one on the end, like the person's inside of like a lab. So you can just immediately add authority, to your ad, in a very humorous way, because it's obviously a green screen and stuff like that. But, we're showing intensification there, an amazing demo of like this stuff beating off this cushion and stuff. So very cool way to do it. And then, another one, green screen. This is the last one. This is probably the most important, in my opinion, the most data-orientated one. The target video length that we've seen in our top performing DRUGC ads is between 35 and 55 seconds long. So we always shoot for all of our ads to be within that length. We don't really do a ton of long form ads, at least on Meta. I don't think you guys do either, because you can't really run them on all the placements.
Yeah, I think the big thing too is like if you look at how each videos in the funnel are broken out, like you might have a higher percentage of lower CAC videos that are winners that are 15 seconds, but a lot of times those are just super deal oriented ads, so like they'll likely pick up obviously more conversions, but the ones that the videos and the ads that really grow the business and bring in net new customers are going to be in this slightly longer time frame.
Yeah, absolutely. So next one. So really, how do we see video ads, performance video ads specifically, changing in the next 3 to 5 years, or how is it changing right now?
Yeah, I think even talking about, again, like AI, like I think at least 90% of our ads that are voiceovers are with 11 Labs. I don't think we use any now, anything but 11 Labs. Maybe some of our team will do some on their own, but we were testing recently ARC ads. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but it's super crazy, and it's like not quite there, but they have UGC creators that they've done shoots with, and ultimately you plug in your script and it like does your script through their voice and face and everything, and it's super wild. But like Midjourney, I mean, we're using pretty extensively. But yeah, I think everything's going to be moving more to AI oriented.
Yeah, I agree. We're for us, the AI UGC video stuff, like it's something we're working on developing too with our software, but I think it's going to be a little bit farther out. You know, a lot of our top performing ads are very around like specific actors. Like these actors always perform across every single brand that they touch and stuff like that. It's the way that they emote, how believable they are, how they talk, how they carry themselves, express themselves, and like AI just isn't anywhere close to being able to do that yet. So yeah, you can make, you know, great looking ads or, you know, do voices that sound pretty good. But for us, it's not what we're doing for everything, at least. And then also, I think really like the way things are going to be changing. This graphic is one that I like to always put up on screen when I talk about something like this, because really like this is like the evolution of direct response advertising here. Started with like print, where we could see, radio, where we could hear, TV, where we could see and hear. Right now, we're kind of consuming in the palm of our hand, like wherever we go, by hearing and seeing. So it's like, what has changed over the past 50 years when it comes to advertising here? Well, like really just the medium of communication, like as you see here. But the core psychological desires of why people buy, like it's not something that's changed at all. And it probably will never change in the next 50 or 100 years. So really like we're just repurposing things that have already been done for the past 40 years. We're just doing it in a different medium over and over again. So like really like what's going to work in the future is probably what worked 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or what worked today. It's just going to be working in a different way. So when, at least in my opinion, when you have that thought process, you look at things in a lot of like a very different way too.
Yeah.
How is your creative team structured, and like what is the current output? Like what are you guys doing currently?
Did you put up the other image?
Oh,
because we've got pretty much the same breakdown.
Oh yeah, this is kind of like
exactly
right here.
It's exactly how ours is built out for the most part.
Yeah. So this is like our full scale creative pod right here. So I'm going to walk through it briefly, but this is like what we're able to do in like one pod structure. We just have many of these pods in our organization based on, you know, which brand it's on or, you know, how it's working. So, but this pod here can support between about 100 plus, probably around like 250 max new creatives a month. These are all new creatives, new angles, new concepts, new scripts. These aren't variations and stuff like that. That's literally just really an editing capacity type of thing. But this team here, it starts with the creative strategist. The creative strategist is the visionary of the creative team. As you can see here, we have 2 creative strategists, a senior level and a regular creative strategist at this this full scale pod here. But basically, the creative strategist is they establish and maintain the vision throughout the entire process. They can do ideation. They can also write the copy. They direct the talent. They review all the drafts, and then they could also, you know, give final approvals and make iterations on the ads as well after it's already running. And then casting director, pretty self-explanatory. They're casting actors for the creative strategist. Videographer, they're just helping the creative strategist shoot some of the content, like B-roll content or content without actors in it. You know, just like say that water bottle, to just shoot videos of that water bottle. Copywriter, they're the ones actually writing the scripts in the storyboard. Yes, we do script everything out completely. And then editing director, they're the ones who are giving feedback on, you know, all the drafts and making sure the quality for the editing team is there. And then obviously video editors, editing coordinator, DIT, less important, but basically they just help support the editing team to make sure things get done in a very efficient way. Anything you want to add there, Brandon?
No, I mean, ours is pretty identical to that.
Yeah. Any questions on team structure or anything?
And all this is to say, like, you can totally still just, especially with like TikTok Shop nowadays, just go outside with your phone and shoot whatever, and it'll probably do just as good as, you know, paying for some overly produced piece of content. So, like, I think a framework like this is really good when you get to a scale, you know, a significant scale in your business to where you're constantly needing to pump out new creatives for, you know, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. Like, we're now breaking out our editors per platforms. Like, our Snapchat guy just does Snapchat. Our Snapchat ads are even pretty significantly different than our TikTok ads. But it really all starts and can start in almost any business with just like you and your phone.
Yeah, absolutely. This is kind of like I said, a full-scale team. You can strip this team down to like literally a creative strategist and a editing director, just a 2-person team, and their capacity would just be much lower at that point. They wouldn't be able to pump out as many creatives. But yeah, completely agree. How are you finding your actors and creators for your ads?
Yes, and
Yep.
yes.
Facebook, yeah.
You get that?
Yeah. No, we do that too. Facebook groups is also a big one for finding local actors, sourcing them, like Las Vegas actors, you know, whatever, Charleston actors, stuff like that. We just build a book continuously. We're just always adding people to our book, and then having people, when we do need to cast actors, we just have a big book already built where we can just pull people from backstage casting, Model Mayhem, local acting agencies too are a good one as well.
Yeah, and then traditional, like, we still gift like crazy, and we still find the needles in the haystack there. And then the big thing is, like, when we find someone that we really like working with, ask them for their friends and other people in their network, because a lot of times those people are really good at creating content too.
Yep, completely agree. Then what are some tricks that you're utilizing to combat ad fatigue?
I think the funniest one is, like, everyone right now should go home and an ad that was working for them a year ago, even if it was Black Friday and today is totally not Black Friday, just turn it on anyway, and it will probably start working again. So same post ID, same everything. But I think, like, ad fatigue just kind of comes in waves. If you have a really good top of funnel ad, I mean, really even bottom of funnel too. But I mean, the biggest thing for us, if it's not working, like, we'll turn it off. But the even bigger thing is going back and turning on previously winning ads, and most time, 9 times out of 10, day one, it starts working really, really well again.
Yeah, definitely iterating is a big one. We do a lot of iterating based off of, like, currently what's working, also what worked in the past, like Brandon was saying. I think another big thing too is, like, what I brought up earlier, actually, you know, building ads, not just like cool looking videos or things with no structure. Like we've had ads, you know, support $5-6 million of ad spend behind them before they even die out. And it's not just because it's a good ad, it's because it, you know, it has meat behind it. It's made to be scaled up. So I think that's a big part of it as well. And then now we're going to look at some of your guys' ads.
So Ben, where's Ben? Is Ben here? So Ben sent this one in. I think that what's really cool about this is like Ben's business is majority Amazon. So I think anybody who has a very Amazon heavy business and can hop into direct to consumer and make an ad like first go around this good is super impressive. So there's really not so much to critique, but I know like it takes all the classic direct response, almost like as seen on TV style principles and puts it into a more modern video. But I would say the biggest thing is like the guy doing the voiceover is just, it's very slow and dry, and I think that can lose people. And then, you know, if we were to get a video like this, I would just bump it to like 1.2x.
Yeah, 1.2x in editing, and then you can also adjust the pitch. That's a big key that a lot of people miss when speeding up videos. But you could take this ad right here, this voiceover, and make him sound like he's talking way faster, and it'll sound completely natural, not like he even edited it at all. Just bump up the speed, adjust the pitch so it sounds like his normal voice. And then right now this video is about 1.5 minutes long. So you can cut off about 30 seconds with speeding it up, and also just cutting some of the cuts off in his talking, and get this ad to be under a minute long so that you can run it on auto placement and all that as well. I think also it does a great job of providing evidence, like what we talked about earlier, it can provide better evidence. So it does a great job problem framing at the beginning by talking about the problem very deeply, getting the person sold on the problem, getting them to say yes, yes, yes. But, adding some evidence in here, showing, where those claims are coming from. It's also a good way to potentially add a little bit more behind this. The end of the ad too, we could add in a risk reversal, something simple as like, 30-day money back guarantee if you don't want your towels, which highly doubt anybody is going to take that guarantee, but that objection gets brought up a ton in the buying process. And if that objection is handled in the ad before they even click through, it's just going to help conversions even more. And then also before and after shots, I think that would be something cool. Not showing a ton of them here. You can do them with 3D animations too, and stuff. But just showing side-by-sides before and then after using the product.
And then like easiest hack for that is if you're getting flagged on Facebook for showing before and afters, just do it digitally. And you'll be able to flag the radar.
Or showing the before in the problem sequence of the video, and then the after and then later part of the ad. Yeah. If you're having problems, don't show them side by side. Show them at separate parts in the video. Cool. All right, let's take a look at this next one here.
Man, these are so tough. In general, like anything clothing lifestyle is super tough, and it's so different for every brand. I like talk to Chad over there from Diff Eyewear all the time, and like I'm constantly yelling at him to try something that is not like just very over the top produced. Look how good I look in my sunglasses. But for whatever reason, it works. So these are tough, and I know you've got a lot of experience with.
Yeah. For me personally, I think this style of ad could definitely work maybe bottom of the funnel, but I mean top of the funnel, like cold traffic, new customer acquisition, like it could work, sure, but it's not going to be as good as it can be, I don't think, ever. So visually, we got some great shots here. I think we have a great product too. I actually went and looked up this product on the website and stuff, so kind of understand what the USPs behind it are. So adding in a stronger framework here where, you either present some kind of problem or talk about the unique mechanism of the product. So unique mechanism can be a lot of different things. But for here, let's talk about CDC, four-way stretch, UV protectant, stuff like that. But I think the biggest one here, or the angle that we can take, is the all-in-one short. So you kind of want to leverage that and, really build a whole angle around that. Talk about, maybe the problem is that you have to buy tons of different shorts, or, you got a swim trunk, you got a going out short. You don't have a short for both. Maybe you're out at the pool or something and you want to go to a nice dinner, but you don't have your shorts and now you got to Uber home. You know, there's all these problems that maybe those aren't good ideas, but once you start going down that brainstorm rabbit hole, you can really start digging in and finding more of those things that you could peel back the onion on and then build angles around those. So I would start there and then... What was that?
Dude walks her.
Yeah. This is, you know, an example of...
this is a good for like getting more direct response oriented with.
3 reasons why Walkster is my favorite underwear. 1, they're the most comfortable underwear ever. The material is softer and silkier than cotton, and they're super supportive and stretchy. They allow me to move freely, but stay right in place. 2, they're crafted from high quality fabric made to last. They're made of a newer type of fabric called modal, which is more durable than cotton, but still feels even smoother on your skin. It's also 50% more absorbent, so you can keep cool while you enjoy a hot summer day with friends. And 3, they are proudly for the misfits, the bold, and those who actually care about comfort. Any look you want, they got it. They have so many unique styles to choose from. I go with something simple that goes with everything. Grab a pair of underwear from Walkster and upgrade your comfort.
Do you guys see like the difference? Like the lifestyle shots in the first one were beautiful and were incredible, but you're not hammering really on like the value props about like why this product is any different outside of the lifestyle than some of its competitors.
Yep. Absolutely.
3 reasons why
Also 3 reasons why it's just hits for absolutely everything.
This pillowcase has sold out over 5 times already. I knew I wasn't the only one obsessed with these. They just look what these people have to say about these pillowcases. Patricia W. says, pure bliss. I love the Blissy pillowcases. I now have 12, so I don't have to wait to wash any to have clean pillowcases on when I remake the bed. Stephanie C. says, I've only had my pillowcase for a couple of weeks, and this pillowcase has sold out over 5.
So we're running a little short on time, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but this one was also someone in this room, Blissy. This was actually an ad that we created for them a couple of years ago. But let's go over exactly like why this ad works for one, and then also what can be done to make it better. You know, we learned a lot in the past couple of years. So what can it be do to make it better? So right off the bat, we're leveraging both authority and social proof in the beginning of the hook there by bringing up, how it's sold out 5 times already. Scarcity, social proof, it's popular, it's a trend. And then also that it's inside of Nordstrom's, which adds authority to it. So that's a great piece there. But I think really what could be better here is that a stronger risk reversal at the end, money back guarantee, like we talked about, would make this ad better. And then also like it lacks an explanation about the mechanism here. So we talked a lot about, that today, but we could add in those pieces about, what are the problems? How does the product actually work? We wouldn't even talk about the mulberry silk fabric in the product or anything like that. We just go straight into testimonials and social proof in the entire ad. Anything in your opinion?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, I think it's good at the end of the day. But yeah, I think it's just one of those instances where you just also, this was I think even 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's just outdated now. And I think a lot of the clips from here can definitely work and frameworks for today, but
it's still performing surprising.
Let's do questions.
Yeah. Do we want to do some more breakdowns or questions?
We got 2 minutes, right?
Yeah. Anybody have any questions currently? Comments? Concerns?
Duff.
How do you guys approach the creative diversity in the ads you launch? So when you're thinking about angles to test or avatars to test, do you guys have a certain methodology and order that you do that in? And B, what is the balance between iterating on an avatar and angle that did work or testing new things in your guys' opinion?
I think one of the biggest things is when you find your winning angle, so a lot of that is just research. There's so many amazing ways, but ChatGPT obviously is one of the best. But back in the day, we used to do Reddit, go down Reddit subreddits and just learn from there on specific angles. But once you have a winning angle, we try to like hit that winning angle for as much and as long as we can, and then we start new problem framing. So for example, if it's weight loss, someone might the problem might for someone's weight loss might be they eat too much sugar. Somebody's might be that they don't enjoy working out. So now you're going wider, same problem, but going wider with different problem framings. And then it's, just kind of going wider and wider from there as you keep scaling and scaling. Because you kind of like notice like some of those angles get tapped out.
Yeah, for me, for us, we kind of have but internally with us, we work with a lot of different brands. So we kind of have our finger on the pulse of like what's working in a lot of different industries. So when we start with a new brand or maybe a new angle or new avatar even, we kind of already have exactly what frameworks are already top performing there. So we start there. We, take those top performing frameworks, first move those over. And then from there, we just go deep into ideation. I have another presentation that I've done previously just on our whole ideation process. If anyone here wants it, let me know and I can send it over to you, because it goes just deep into, we have this whole flow chart of like, you do this first and you do this and you do this. And basically to summarize it, it's a very scientific way to, like systematize the creative process and stuff like that. But yeah, just come up to me if you guys want it.
Well, that's it, guys. I know we can chat after. I know everyone's probably like super ready to get out and get after it. So Brad is a total genius, by the way. Doing an event on a Monday and Tuesday, like those Thursday, Friday, that would be so dangerous around Charleston.
I agree. Very dangerous. And everything's booked from for all the weddings in Charleston. All right, big round of applause for Brandon and Tyler.